threw that javelin into history. It wasn't just a moment of national pride, it was a living example of something far deeper. While the world saw a medal, what they didn't see was years of invisible repetition, boring discipline, and a system so consistent that even motivation became irrelevant. And this is where your story begins, because right now, in 2026, build your life using something Chopra never depended on: motivation. Now pause for a second and think honestly. How many times have you said, "This time I will change my life"? New year, new month, new Monday, new energy, new promises. You feel powerful for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. But then slowly, life returns to the same you, same distractions, same procrastination, same scrolling. And the worst, you start blaming yourself instead of understanding the real problem. Because here is the truth nobody tells you clearly enough. You are not failing because you lack talent. You are not failing because you are weak. And you are definitely not failing because success is not meant for you. You are failing because your life is not built like Chopra's training system. Instead, your life is built like a reaction to your emotions. And emotions are the most unreliable thing in human life. One day you feel like a champion. The next day you feel like giving up. One day you are ready to conquer the world. The next day, even small tasks feel heavy. So if your success depends on emotions, then your failure is already built into your system. Now let's go deeper into something very important. Between 2020 and 2026, India has witnessed something extraordinary. Not just one success story, but multiple transformations happening at national and individual levels. Think about Virat Kohli's evolution, not just as a cricketer, but as a symbol of discipline under pressure. Think about ISRO under S. Somanath, achieving historic milestones like Chandrayaan-3, where India became the first country to land near the lunar south pole. Think about Shah Rukh Khan's massive comeback with Pathaan, redefining what it means to rise again after being written off by critics. And what connects all of them? It is not motivation, it is not love, it is not even inspiration, it is systems. Now let's break this down in a way you will never forget. Chopra didn't wake up every morning asking, "Do I feel like training today?" He would have lost consistency in week 1. Virat Kohli didn't build his fitness transformation by waiting for motivation to strike. ISRO didn't launch Chandrayaan-3 by hoping people would feel inspired that day. And Shah Rukh Khan didn't rebuild his career by relying on emotional confidence alone. They all followed one invisible principle: systems over feelings. Now imagine your life in 2026. Right now, your daily life is probably a negotiation. You wake up and negotiate with yourself. You decide whether to study or not. You decide whether to learn the school. You decide whether to move forward or ill. And every single negotiation drains your energy, because every decision costs you every hour. This is called decision fatigue, and it is silently destroying your productivity every single day. But successful people remove negotiation entirely. They don't ask, "Should I do it?" They already designed, "I will do it at this time, no matter what." That is the difference between chaos and control. Now let's understand something deeper. Your brain is not designed for discipline. Your brain is designed for efficiency. It will always choose the easiest path that gives instant reward. That is why scrolling Instagram feels effortless, but studying feels heavy. That is why watching videos feels easy, but building skills feels difficult. So if you are relying on willpower, you are fighting your biology every single day, and you will lose more often than you win. Now, let's talk about why most people fail in 2026 even more than before. First reason, dopamine overload. Today, your brain gets more stimulation in 10 minutes of scrolling than your ancestors got in days. Reels, shorts, notifications, instant entertainment. Your brain is constantly being rewarded for doing nothing meaningful. Second reason, identity confusion. Most people say, "I want to be successful," but they still behave like someone who is not serious about success. Your actions and your identity are disconnected. Third reason, lack of systems. People have goals, dreams, motivation boards, vision lists, but no repeatable structure that survives bad days. Now here is where everything changes. Chopra didn't become Olympic champion because he had bigger dreams. He became champion because he had a training system that worked, even on days when he didn't feel 100%. And this is the real secret of 2026 success. Systems don't care about your mood. Systems don't care about your excuses. Systems don't care about your past. Systems only care about repetition. Now let's understand what a system actually is in real life. A system is not a timetable you abandon after 3 days. A system is not motivation written on paper. A system is not a perfect routine you follow only when life is easy. A system is something that runs even when you are tired, distracted, or unmotivated. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't debate it. You don't negotiate it. You don't need motivation for it. It is automatic. automatic. That is a system installed in your subconscious mind. Now imagine if studying was like that. Imagine if working out was like that. Imagine if building your income was like that. That is not fantasy. That is how high performers actually live. Now let's break the system mindset into practical transformation. First is trigger design. Every habit must be connected to something you already do. After brushing teeth, you study. After sitting on your desk, you open your work. After dinner, you review your goals. You are not creating new actions or attaching new actions to existing behavior. Second is friction reduction. Most people fail not because tasks are hard, but because starting is hard. So you reduce resistance. Keep books open. Keep gym clothes ready. Keep work tools accessible. Make starting so easy that your brain cannot refuse. Third is micro consistency. Instead of saying I will study 5 hours, you say I will study 20 minutes. Instead of saying I will get fit, you say I will do 10 push-ups daily. Small actions feel easy, but they build unstoppable identity over time. Fourth is identity reinforcement. Every action is a vote for who you are becoming. If you act disciplined, you become disciplined. If you act inconsistent, you become inconsistent. Identity is not what you say, it is what you repeatedly do. Now let's bring this back to Chopra again. Do you think his gold medal was a single moment of greatness? Number. It was thousands of boring days repeating the same throw, correcting the same mistakes, following the same system, even when nobody was watching. And that is the part social media never shows you. Because systems are not glamorous. Systems are not emotional. Systems are not exciting. But systems are what build legends. Now here is the hardest truth you will hear today. If your life feels stuck, it is not because you lack potential. It is because your system is weak or non-existent. You don't need a new dream. You don't need a new motivation. You don't need a new personality. You need a system that removes choice from important actions. Because every time you rely on choice, you open the door to procrastination. And procrastination is just delayed regret. Now imagine the next 90 days of your life. Not random days, not emotional days, not motivated days, but structured days. Same wake-up routine. Same learning block, same work block, same discipline block. Not perfect, but consistent. Because consistency is what creates identity change. And identity change is what creates permanent success. Now before we end this, think deeply. If Chopra became Olympic champion through systems, if ISRO achieves historic space missions through systems, if Kohli rebuilt himself through system, if Shah Rukh Khan returns stronger through system, is it really lack of time, or is it lack of a system or structure? And more importantly, what would your life look like 1 year from now if you stopped starting over and finally started building a system that runs your life even when you don't feel like it? A little bit. Don't just move on like every other video you watch and forget, because understanding is useless without execution. Subscribe to The Rewired right now for more deep, research-based transformation content that rewires the way you think about success.